I don't know what's wrong with her. She keeps falling all the time.
Oh, she's just little yet. Give her time. I'll bet you when she's 18, the boys will be doing all the falling. You mark my words.
This is Dr. Walter Bell bringing you another transcribed chapter in the story of Empire County. This series is presented to you by the New York State Department of Health and produced by the State Radio Bureau. Today's story, A Sure Step Forward. A short time ago, some new folks moved into the neighborhood. They came from the Midwest. Nice folks, too. There was Henry Marsh, an amiable chap, quite a handy man around the house, his wife, Nancy, a very beautiful young woman, and their daughter, Sue. Well, it took only 2 weeks, and everybody was calling the little girl Tumbleweed. It seemed like she was tripping or falling or tumbling all the time. But then she was still a pretty small girl.
Sue, will you bring Daddy the hammer, please?
This one, Daddy?
Mm-hmm. That's a good girl. Thank you very much.
How much longer are you going to be, Henry? Supper's ready.
Well, I'll just rig this electrical extension temporary like. I'll be right with you.
Oh, well, will it be all right?
Yeah, sure. Just watch where you're going when you come by this way, that's all.
Oh, I wish you'd do something about those basement stairs. It's so dark you can hardly see how to get down. I'm afraid I'll go down the things head first, let alone our little tumbleweed.
You calling it that, too?
Well, she only fell 22 times that I know of last week.
Well, she's still a little girl, you know. I'll get to that basement stair like one of these weekends. So much to do when you move into a new house and a new neighborhood and a new part of the country. I'd like to clean up these major items first.
It'll be a major item if one of us falls down those stairs.
There we are. That'll do until I can get to it again. Just be careful in walking past you, that's all.
All right, you go up and wash. I'll put supper on the table. Sue, you run along with Daddy, dear. He'll wash your hands.
All right, Mommy.
Sue, what happened? Oh, dear, look at you.
Hey, what happened?
What happened? You and your temporary jobs. If you only do one little thing and finish it, it's all right, baby. Accidents like this wouldn't happen. Sue tripped over your temporary, wire extension.
All right, there, Princess. Daddy told you to watch where you're going.
Oh, she's only 4, Henry. All right, baby. What do you expect?
Oh, she's not hurt. She's all right. I expect you to show her how to protect herself. Just a few simple, basic rules of safety.
And I expect you not to start another job in this house until the one you're on is finished. In fact, if you don't start any more jobs, we'll all be a lot safer for it.
Will you tell me, Mrs. Marsh, how do you expect these jobs will get done?
By professional workmen. It would only take an electrician half an hour to string that extension properly so that no one would trip over it.
Oh, but to call an electrician for a half an hour
is
the
not to have your baby tripping and falling all over the house.
Okay. I guess she was frightened by the bulb exploding more than anything else.
Yes, probably. Now, be careful of that glass. All right, Sue.
I fell, and the light fell and went bang.
Yeah, you see that bulb going off scared her. Does it hurt anyway, sweetheart?
No. Light went bang, Daddy.
Yeah, well, it won't go bang anymore, sweetheart. Mommy's perfectly right.
I'm right. Why, Henry Marsh, that's the first time you've said that.
Okay, Nancy. All I meant was that tomorrow I'm going to get some men in here to fix up everything. A steady handrail for the stairs.
And the extension wires?
Mm-hmm. And then the light for over the cellar stairway.
And how about some pads to put under the throw rugs?
I'll tell you what. You make a list, Nancy. I promise it'll be taken care of, okay?
Fine.
Now, how about some supper? Hungry, Sue?
Yes.
Me too. Come on, let's go get washed up.
Henry kept his promise, and as far as the Marshes could tell, all the household hazards were eliminated. This should have meant a happy ending with no more bruises for their daughter, Sue. Unfortunately, she still kept taking spills. A few days later, Mrs. Marsh and Susie were out shopping.
Good afternoon, ma'am.
Good afternoon. You have nice fresh eggs.
Yes, ma'am, I do. Delivered fresh almost every day. Same as our milk, butter, and bread. I'd rather run out of these things than keep them from day to day.
Good. Give me 1 dozen large.
1 dozen eggs, large. I believe you just moved into the neighborhood, haven't you?
Yes, just a couple of weeks now.
I thought your little girl was new around here.
Oh?
Well, the old-timer cowboys and cowgirls always hold up this here stagecoach for an apple. Can she have one now?
Oh, that's very nice of you. Yes, it's perfectly all right.
Here, little girl. What's your name?
Sue?
That's a very pretty name. Sue. Would you like this red apple?
Yes, please.
Well, then, Sue, here it is. Oh, hello, Mrs. Bell. I'll be right with you.
No hurry, Mr. Green.
This is a new neighbor, Mrs. Bell. Mrs.
Marsh.
Mrs. Marsh. This is Mrs. Bell, the doc's wife.
How do you do, Mrs. Bell?
Welcome to the neighborhood. Hope you like it here.
Oh, we know we will. It's the kind of place we've always wanted. Oh, Sue, dear.
Oh, I fell,
Now,
Mommy.
that's okay, Sue. That's okay. Here. We'll just put these boxes back in a jiffy.
All right, baby. I'm sorry, Mr. Green.
You think nothing of it, ma'am. It happens all the time. There. No damage at all, Sue?
I dropped my apple.
Well, here's another one.
I don't know what's wrong with her. She keeps falling all the time.
Oh, she's just little yet. Give her time. I'll bet you when she's 18, the boys will be doing all the falling. You mark my words.
Oh, Mrs. Bell, your husband's a doctor? Why, yes.
Dr. Bell is Commissioner of Health for Empire County.
Then perhaps you know a Dr. Anderson. Our family doctor recommended him as a pediatrician for Sue.
Oh, well, Dr. Anderson has brought along just about every youngster in the neighborhood, hasn't he, Mrs. Bell?
Yes, he's an excellent pediatrician. And he's right here in the vicinity, too.
Right up the street, next block. Say, Mrs. Marsh here, would you like to give me the rest of the order? I'll have the boy run it up to your house just as soon as he gets back.
Oh, that would be a great help. I want a pound of butter and a dozen apples, and then...
Well, shopping over, Mrs. Marsh and Sue returned home. Sue happy for having met such a nice man as Mr. Green, and Nancy happy to have met another neighbor.
Wasn't it nice of Mr. Green to give you 2 apples?
Yes, I like him.
Oh, it's too bad you lost your first one.
Yes, but I fell.
I know, dear. I wish you'd learn to stay on your feet.
I try, Mommy, but I fall.
Well, you try and amuse yourself now. Mommy's going to put some things in the washer. Be careful and play nice.
I want to go with you.
No, Mommy will be back in only a minute. Now, you stay up there.
Mommy!
Sue, what is it? Sue, my baby. Oh, Sue, darling, I told you to stay upstairs. It's Mommy.
I got here as soon as I could. How is she,
Oh,
Nancy?
Henry, Henry, our poor little girl.
Where is she?
She's in her room. The doctor's with her, and he's examining her.
Oh, now, look, honey, crying isn't going to help her, so try to compose yourself. Now, what happened?
Well, I went to put some things in the wash, and I told her not to follow me, to stay upstairs and play. But I kept...
Now, easy, Nancy, easy, darling.
And I kept asking you to put a light over those stairs. Maybe it wouldn't have happened.
But, Nancy, we did have a light put in, don't you remember? The man was here 2 days ago.
Oh, well, I told her to stay upstairs.
No, Nancy. Come on, dear. Come on, let's go in.
Is she all right, Doctor?
Yes, she's a little shaken up, but she seems all right.
Mommy?
Yes, I'm here, Sue. I'm here, darling.
Daddy's here, too.
You're Mr. Marsh, I take it. I'm Dr. Anderson.
I'm glad you're so close by, Doctor.
She's a lovely little girl. Too nice to be carrying all those bruises.
Well, I guess she's not too steady on her feet yet. She falls quite a bit.
She's been falling too much lately, so we fixed everything that might cause an accident. The handrail, rugs, the lights.
Well, that's good insurance, Mr. Marsh, believe me. But regarding little Sue, have you noticed her falling, say, when she's out just walking or playing?
Yes. Yes, she must have fallen at least 20 times the past week. Why do you ask?
Well, home accidents, or any other kind of accident, for that matter, are the result of an individual plus the environment. Now, in your daughter's case, when all the safety measures and precautions have been taken care of, Or if she's in a comparatively safe area and still she has accidents, such as falls, then we need to look at the individual.
What do you mean?
Well, now, it's nothing serious, if you take care of it, that is. In examining Sue, I noticed that her feet have a habit of toeing in.
Oh, you mean pigeon-toed?
Well, something like that.
Well, she is a little cute that way.
Well, now, this cuteness may be causing her to trip over herself. I've seen it happen with other youngsters. Sometimes a little hearing difficulty or a visual defect or some muscle unbalance or joint abnormality can cause repeated accidents. I tell you, I'll stop by and see her again later this evening. And then I believe it'd be best if you bring her to the office later on for a more thorough examination. And we'll see what we can do to locate and correct the problem.
Well, Sue was pretty lucky. No broken bones, no concussion. And Dr. Anderson was quite right about the cause of Sue's trouble. A pair of shoes with modifications prescribed by Dr. Anderson gave Sue a better sense of balance.
Stick 'em up, Mr. Green. Your stagecoach is being held up.
Annie Oakley herself. What'll it take to let me be on my way?
Red apple.
Well, dear, I just don't know what to say, Mr. Green.
Here you are. A red apple. Okay?
Okay, thank you.
It's a fine young lady, Mrs. Marsh. A fine young lady. She really sets the pace for those young scallywags around here.
Yes, I'll bet Mr. Green's first prediction was right. The boys will be doing the falling when Sue is 18. But you know, it just goes to show you what a little medical attention has meant in that young lady's life. And in your own home, first, set safety as your goal. Tighten loose handrails. See that the stairs are clear and well lighted. Keep your basement clean and take the usual precautions to keep your home safe. If accidents happen that you can't easily account for, it may be something in the person having the accident that needs attention. A simple medical examination may reveal the source of trouble.